Hi guys, welcome back to my Exvius guide. Now I'm gonna talk about Pyro Glacial Lasswell. Let's take a look on his stats. So he is a finisher, so I will compare him to Lunette, who is kind of similar to him. Cloud is also a nice comparison because right now on the global, Cloud is the best finisher if you're able to max him. Like you can see that PG Lasswell's attack is really good. It is 15 points higher than Lunette. For attack passive boost, PG Lasswell gets 60% attack, and that's kinda low if you compare him to newer 5 stars attacker. They usually get about 70 to 80% attack boost. But remember that PG Lasswell gets pseudo dual wield. He able to dual wield katana and greatsword. This is not a problem at all because he must equip katana to get attack passive boost, and greatsword is one of the best weapon on this game. So this pseudo dual wield is as good as real dual wield. For survivability, he gets health plus 30%, which is kinda common on 5 stars characters. Extra 10% defense and spirit are also nice. Like you can see that PG Lasswell totally destroy Unawakened Lunette. Okay, Unawakened Lunette stats is inferior, but it is pretty understandable because Lunette is very old unit. However, once you have awakened Lunette, he will become relevant again on this game with his 110% attack boost. This means it is higher than PG Lasswell. For ailments, PG Lasswell resists Paralyzed, Confused, and Petrify, which are pretty good. He also gets MP plus 30% and auto refresh, so those will help you maintain his MP throughout the battle. He also able to counter enemies' physical attack. The chance is high, 40%, but again, counter is useless when you have an AoE tanker. Also, the counter is not special at all. You counter with Mirror of Equity, but it only deals 1.2 times damage, so not much difference than your normal attack. And the last important thing he gets is 100% faster LB fill rate. Like we know that his LB is good, so having this is very important. Enough about stats, let's take a look on his abilities. Let's start with his strongest straight skill, Crimson Flash. So this deals 4 times physical damage to one enemy. The damage may be not that high compared to other finisher, but don't worry because this one is simply a setup. Not only that, this skill also breaks 45% of enemies' defense, so this skill really set up your next attack really well. This skill unlocks 3 skills for 1 turn. The first 2 skills are Fatal Bloom and Crimson Arrow. These 2 skills are basically same. Fatal Bloom is Ice Element, Crimson Arrow is Fire Element. Both of these skills also imperil their elements resist by 50%. It deals 6.75 times damage, which are high. Awakened Lunette Cutthrough deals 7 times damage without any setup, but these 2 skills probably still deal more damage because of the elemental imperil and defense break from Crimson Flash. Pretty decent skills for you, okay, if you meet the enemies who weak against these elements. These skills also grant you 100% attack boost, which is huge, but also useless at the same time if you have Soleo. On normal condition, you want to use Blade Flash Final. This deals 10.5 times damage, which is same like Lunette's Slay. And because Lunette also needs a setup to do the Slay move, I can say that Lasswell is better. Because in my opinion, PG Lasswell setup moves are better than advanced. And because PG Lasswell has dual wield, this basically dealt 21 times damage, which is insane. Same as Omni Slash, okay? You can easily multiply the damage simply by equipping elemental weapon and imperil enemies element resist. This skill also increase your attack by 100%. Like you can see, those skills are really powerful. Also, don't worry about skills duration, okay? You can unlock them longer if you use his LB, Unstoppable Wave. So this LB is one of the main features of PG Lasswell. The damage is nice, however, I think the damage is still inferior than your skills because LB is not affected by dual wield. Sure, it deals a lot of damage. At maximum level, it deals 15.8 times damage, which means 5.2 times lower than Blade Flash Final. However, you will still gonna love this skill because this skill also unlock your previous 3 skills. Okay, at level 1, it only unlocked them for 2 turns, so still better than Crimson Flash. But on the maximum level, you will have 5 turns to use those skills. This is why I strongly recommend you to max this, not for the damage, but for the duration. It is nice, okay, the damage increase is nice, but yeah, the duration is the main point of the upgrade. The Ice and Fire Imperil are also stay same at 50%. This is what disappointing from this LB. With only 50% Imperil, I believe it is better to let others imperil other elements, okay? For example, light. This way you can simply use Exvius, okay, for example, and equip Excalibur on yourself. Because like you know that strong fire and ice weapons are not common unless you have Dandelga. This means you need to use Fatal Bloom or Crimson Era to take advantage from Elemental Imperil. But yeah, this means you deal lower damage than your Blade Flash Final. But if you use other elements, in this example light, okay, you can equip Lasswell with Excalibur, which is kinda common, and use that Blade Flash Awaken. Okay, I think those are important abilities which need to be talked about. Sure, PG Lasswell has some other useful abilities, but I think they are kinda niche and situational. For example, Moonlight Fall. It is nice, 45% Spirit Break attack, but hello, he is an attacker, and yeah, he used physical attack. So please leave Spirit Breaking tests to others. It restores 40 MP, but I don't think, yeah, you are that desperate, okay? You can use it if you need it though, okay? So enough about abilities, let's talk about equipment. So first of all, Lasswell gets all his attack boost passive from Katana. So this is a must-have weapon for him. For Katana, you only want to equip one Katana, and that is Purple Lightning. Purple Lightning special ability works on this version of Lasswell. So this means if you equip Purple Lightning, you get a total of 100% attack boost. Pretty good, right? The second weapon is of course Greatsword. The best is Excalibur or Glaucus Greatsword. But if you happen to have Dandelga, then that's also a good thing. The key here is you want to use his Blade Flash Final as often as possible. So leave Imperil tasks to others. So your task here is match your equipment with your party's abilities. So if you have like Elemental Imperil, then use Excalibur. If you have Dark Element Imperil, then use Glaucus Greatsword. You get the idea, right? His cloth is also good for him, which will give you sleep resist. But the most important thing is the insignia. It will make you have 10% MP regen. This really help you maintaining your MP pool. The rest are standard like your ordinary attackers. For your info, the setup shown here has more than 300% attack boost, so you need to replace few equipments with raw attack bonus. For example, you can replace Brave Suit with monsters breastplate or other things. Enough about equipment. My conclusion for Pyro Glacial Lasswell: he is an awesome character. If Cloud is the strongest finisher for Whale, then Pyro Glacial Lasswell is the strongest finisher for newbie. Lunette needs an awakening to become relevant again on this game. And yeah, sure, he is pretty strong after awakening. He has higher attack than PG Lasswell, but you need to remember that Lunette's Slay needs a setup every time you want to use it. But for PG Lasswell, if you follow my advice to max his LB, then you only need to do a setup every 5 turns. Pretty good, okay? And in the long battle, the damage gap between Slay and Blade Final Flash will be even wider. This is same for Cloud. Omni Slash deals 21 times damage, but remember the insane amount of LB crystals needed. The only way Cloud able to win this if you gear him well enough to reach that 1600 attack. You don't need to be confused about the elemental imperil, okay? Like I have said, use others for imperil. Chainers usually have that kind of thing. Veritas of Barney is also a good partner for him because of high fire imperil. But I think Ace is the best partner for him because he can simply imperil without any setup using his Tri-Beam Laser. PG Lasswell Trust Master Reward is also good if you nearly max your max attack boost, okay, which is at 300%, but the LB fill rate is bad, okay, 25%, really, okay, they should give us about 50%, but yeah, still very good Trust Master Reward, but make sure you prioritize the 50% attack boost Trust Master first before this one. So as a finisher, I give him 10 out of 10, but as a character, I think 9.5 is the correct score because in my opinion, it is harder to find decent chainer than finisher. The end words here is finally I can say that this version of him really lasts well on the battle this time. Sure, he may be the worst CG character on this game, but I think that's because he is the first one, right? So of course he's gonna get that lightning syndrome. Even his katana named Purple Lightning. However, if you already have Lunette or even Well Cloud, then I don't think you need to get this, okay? So yep, I think that's all you need to know about PG Lasswell. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Brave Exvius guide. Bye bye guys!